Let's do this.
So pale. Hey, everybody. Hey, Friday. It's SketchUp Live Day. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. My name's Matt. I have not been here in a while. I'm not Aaron, but I am modeling today on SketchUp Live. So I'm psyched for that. I hope you are. And with me as my co-host with the co-most is Donovan.
That's the first time I've been introduced that way. Hi.
Well, good. Hey, there's a first time and a best time for everything. But hey, we're happy that you are here joining with us today live, or watching on the the recording as well for all those people in the future. Hello. But yeah, no, we're happy to fire up the old SketchUp engines today, and we're going to be modeling an interior using Match Photo. So I think that's going to be fun. Am I a Match Photo expert? No. But did I watch a couple videos and read a help article before this stream? Also, no, I'm just kidding. I actually did. So I hope I have some idea of what I'm doing. And anybody in the chat who has done this before, please correct me and help me out if anything goes awry.
Yeah, speaking of people in chat, we got people from the Wales, UK, Devon, UK, Buffalo, New York, Massachusetts, where apparently it's sunny. We got people from India and the French Alps. Oh, man. Some nice places all around the world. Thanks for tuning in. We got the global SketchUp show today. So wherever you are, whatever time it is, we certainly appreciate your time today. And speaking of making the most of our time, let's just hop into it, shall we? All right, so Keggy's throwing out that inspiration right off the top, says, you got this, Matt.
Yes, Keggy, appreciate the words of encouragement. We'll see. You might want to hold your judgment till later. I don't know. Today feels like to me one of those days where I didn't talk a lot this morning, and now I have to talk for 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I hope my mouth works and I remember how to form thoughts and sentences. But here we are. So let's do it. Okay, so the space that I'm doing. So Match Photo, if you're not familiar, is here, let's bring up a little the help article I was looking at, is a way of kind of building perspective or using perspective of a photo to establish vanishing points and then essentially trace over an image in 3D using the perspective of the image. So a lot of times this is for exteriors. People will use this for context buildings, or this one is just straight up from a street view image. Some people, you can use your own photos of it. Let us know in the chat, certainly, if you've used Match Photo for stuff in the past and what it is, or what you've used it for, pardon me. But yeah, let me just bring in a picture and we'll get it going. I'm going to go to File, Import, and in the old desktop, I have, so I was just looking at, I want to make sure everything is above board here. I mean, have the proper usage rights and things of this nature. So I went to a stock um, photo site, Adobe Stock, and pulled this photo of an interior, which I thought was a good challenge for me. It might seem relatively simplistic, but I feel like it has some interesting elements and is at kind of the right angle. Like usually around a 45-degree angle is good for match photo, because the kind of defined vanishing points, if you're kind of straight on to a wall, doesn't really work as well. Or if you have angles between surfaces that aren't 90 degrees, sometimes you can that will not work for match photo, actually. So this one I thought A, could work okay, and B, is something that I could do in 2 hours, which is typically the length of our streams here on SketchUp Live. So it's one thing that's not ideal about this picture is there's been some kind of software adjustments to the picture. Like this is kind of looks to me like a real estate type photo. And so it's really wide angle, right? Makes the space seem really big. Oh boy, you really got to get inside this home because the kitchen's so large. Really, it's just a really wide photo, wide angle lens. But then they kind of, to counteract the barrel distortion, they took it into some kind of photo editing app, and made all the straight lines look straight. But so those type of post editing techniques are usually not ideal for match photo. So we'll see if we run into any issues with that.
So you're saying it's all a lie?
This space is a lie? Probably.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I wonder what this would actually feel like if you walked into it. But I mean, I think it looks nice with the straight lines. It's just match photo doesn't work in great ways with that. But so anyways, yeah, let's get to going. So I want to select the photo, make sure that either all supported types or all supported image types are selected. And then, you can, when you import stuff, this is very important when you import image, is whether if you want to bring it in as an image, which is like a special type of SketchUp group, a texture, which, is a material that you can paint onto surfaces, or as a matched photo. And this stream is about matched photos, so that's what we're doing for this one. All right, bring it up. And here we are. There's a lot. This is what, the first time I started up match photo, I was like, okay, this is too much. I don't know what's going on. I'm used to, SketchUp being just faces and edges and really simple and easy to understand. There's all kinds of, I feel like I'm in, 2001 Space Odyssey, something crazy is going on, but it's not that intimidating. I'm here to tell you if you've never used this before. So you can see lines going off into perspective over here and over here. This by default is set for an exterior of a building where kind of the edges are coming towards you, right? There's kind of a central edge that's the vanishing lines are coming towards you. But because this is an interior, they're kind of going away, if that makes sense. So this and this are kind of, they're parallel, but they're going kind of, away from me.
Perceived horizon.
Right. So there's kind of these visual guides to help you figure out what you're doing, but there's only a couple things that you really need to focus on to get the match photo set up. The first one that I'll do is the origin. So this is literally the axis origin. When you start up a new model, this is what this is moving around. And typically you'd want to put this at where the ground meets, for an exterior, that main edge that's coming towards you, where the axes converge. in an interior, uh, the corresponding edge to that would be kind of this one right here, you know, the where these two big planes of these main walls converge, but I can't really see where the floor is down here. So I mean, I guess I could like try to, you know, guess and try to put it in, but in this case, I'm just gonna stick it right on this little countertop because this kind of comes out just like the, you know, a building would. So I'm just gonna drop this right in this corner. And one thing when you're doing match photos, it's all from the same perspective, right? So you can zoom in and pan around and that doesn't affect anything. But as soon as you orbit, then you lose that. So whenever you make a match photo, it will put you into a scene with the styles, or maybe, so it's like a special kind of scene that has this match photo and these overlays and stuff. So you can, like I said, yeah, you can zoom in all you want and you can pan all you want. You just can't orbit or else it'll move you away from that perspective. So one thing to keep in mind when you're using match photos, certainly. Okay, so I'm going to try to drop this right on that little spot. And yeah, it's not like exactly perfect, but I mean, I guess the further you zoom in, the further it's like, oh, it's 2 pixels off. I think it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, Studio RT Cool said, litmus test is this. If the vertical lines are vertical and the horizontal line isn't dead middle, then it's been corrected.
Yes. That's a good rubric, certainly. Okay, so...
Ricardo says, is it possible to use the tool to fit an already modeled object to the photo as well?
It is, yeah. So I'm not going to do that, but yeah, basically what you would do is kind of orbit to kind of around the same view of your model, like the kind of around the same angle that you're going for in the picture. And then you do this whole process that I'm about to show, and then you'll just have to kind of scale it, but then you can move it around and put a model into, you know, the correct perspective of a picture, overlay it pretty easily. Okay, cool. So like I said, the default of this is kind of, these are coming towards each other for an exterior, but because we're having an interior, what I'm going to do is switch this green over to this side, because these kind of a little more line up with that, right? And then this one and this red over here. And so now I have to find lines that are parallel for each axis. One thing that when I was kind of testing this out before, it did seem like that, you know, small little adjustments make a big difference. And so I haven't proven this, but I think that the farther away from each other the parallel lines you go, the more kind of leeway you have on how exact you have to be. Meaning like the difference between them will give you a little bit more accuracy. That's my hypothesis,
yeah.
But I haven't
Peter
taken it into the lab yet.
Peter says choosing the necessary vanishing point is the trick to making a good drawing.
Yeah, so like I could use this one up here, but this one is a little bit higher, so I'm going to try to use that one instead for the screen side. So I'll use the very top of this this marble wall, I suppose. It's kind of what it looks like to me. And well, you can like kind of just try to put this right on the end like this, but you don't have to. Really, it's just all about the line. So I kind of pull it a little bit longer, and then I can get a better look at really if that's lining up or not. It's like pretty close right there. And then, sorry, I have my microphone. Like I have so many things set up, and then I have my microphone kind of right center of my screen, but it's blocking like the bottom middle of my screen. So I have to like move my head around in order to I guess I could just pan around to the top of the screen. You learn something new every day.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. So I guess I'll use just the straight up floor should be okay, I feel like. Because it's on the same plane as this, and I guess it doesn't even have to be on the same plane as long as it's on the same vanishing point, right? As long as it's parallel. So I could technically use like these floorboards or something to line that up. But green looks pretty good. And let's see, I'll try to do this upper part.
Studio RT Cool says you can drag the line around and check it with multiple references.
With multiple references?
What is it?
Oh, meaning like I could go like this. And oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Good call. Yeah, because it kind of looks like it's lined up over here, but when I do it on this one, it's like not. So that is a great tip. Always appreciate the expertise in the comments. So thank you, Studio Article. Let's see. So I just need again, yeah, this parallel. So this, bottom of this wall is not really visible. I mean, it kind of is, but well, let's see what's going on here. I got the beach ball. Are you still with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, that's good.
John is asking, can you add extra lines?
Not that I know of, although you could do the same thing that Studio RT Cool said, where you basically just drag it around, and if it's at the right perspective, then it should match on all of them. So I think really all you need is two, and then the relation between them. Okay, party on. Let's see if this is not responding. Love to see it. All right, well, we get a crash course in doing it again real quick. Yeah, one thing that's also cool about match photos, you can do multiple different photos in one model. If you kind of have them at different angles of like a exterior building, for instance, and then you can kind of take them from every 45 of every
John says save.
I should have snuck in a save real quick there. Is my here?
It looks like you're frozen.
Yeah, I'm working
on the stream. At least your face. I can still see your hands moving.
Okay. Maybe it was my other software that caused SketchUp to quit unexpectedly, as this dialog box says.
Yeah.
But yeah, always a good job.
That's why we save.
Good idea to save. Oh, I guess yeah. Okie dokie. Oh, party on. Let's say import.
Recovered. Okay, cool. Transom says match photo drove me bonkers for quite a while, but with practice, it got a lot better.
Yeah, there's one thing that I, in particular, and I'll show in a sec, like didn't understand about how it worked, and so I was always like running into problems with it. So I'll try to show that in a second. Maybe it's the same thing, Transom, that you ran into. red, red. So as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by SketchUp quitting unexpectedly, was that this edge is kind of hard to see. So I think I'm just going to use this straight up, this table edge, because it's parallel to the other red and right in front of me and easy to see. So I'll just try to go right down the center of this little line here. And then now, oh, I forgot to move this guy, didn't I? Yep, get the origin right on the corner here. And one thing also is the scale. So you can see TomTom is in here and he's kind of at the right scale. If you drag on any one of the axes, it'll scale. So you can see him get bigger and smaller. By default, I think the spacing is set to 5 feet maybe for the, so there's this grid in between here, right? In between all the, or it's not in between anything, it's just a grid between all the axes. And that can be used to roughly set scale for this. So I'm going to assume that this counter is 3 feet, 36 inches, because why not? Seems good enough to me. So I'll just set this grid spacing to 3 feet, and then I'm keeping an eye on this kind of dotted line and just bringing that till it gets to the very top of the countertop, like there. And then yeah, again, I guess we could try to check these and make sure that they're all parallel, which, hey, I say looks pretty good. So I'm gonna say done. And now we have our scene set up with our scale appropriate in there and the perspective is correct. And I'm going to save my progress.
Yeah. Probably need to do that quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to be safe. Be careful.
Yeah, I had been having same kind of troubles that Aaron had last week with internet connectivity problems. So that's, I guess, the bad news. The good news is that I think I sorted it out. So, you know, software stuff aside, hopefully we don't lose any connectivity here, but I hate to say it has been happening to me this week. So we shall see, but hey, knock on wood that it doesn't. Okay, so we are in here. This is the key thing that I always got wrong with Match Photo. Like I did the, I would do the perspective lines and everything and be like, all right, great. Let's start sketching this out. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'd go from here to here, and then I'd push this back, and then I'd be like, all right, get that good. And then I'd orbit to check it out. Oh, wait, one sec. I'm just getting used to this 3D mouse as well. And so I will be moving it. So this actually looks right, but let me see. I could try like this table. So now this is putting this table way back over here, right? And so I was always like, wait, but I did it in perspective. It should all be right. Oops. But the thing is, you want to start modeling from the origin, because the origin is where all the perspective comes from. So as long as you start from the origin and then reference or inference from geometry based off the original stuff that you drew from the origin, then everything will be properly aligned and in the right spot and everything. So that's one thing that I yeah, tried to use Match Photo, and then I was like, okay, this is a nightmare. I can't get anything right. I'm always, you know, I spend 10 minutes tracing it and then orbit around and look at it and everything's wrong. So
Elijah says you should line your corner to a corner. Line your corner to a corner.
The origin, you mean?
You didn't specify.
Perhaps. Well, let's see. Let's see if I start drawing. And again, oops. Oh boy. Oh, here's one more thing when you're doing match photo is it's set up in a scene, right? So when you click back, so you just to save the extra 2 seconds every time I go into it, I'm going to turn off scene transitions under animation in model info. So then that way, if I go back to it, I'm snapping right back to it, and I don't have to wait for the 2 seconds for the camera to animate. Oh, almost orbited. Okay, so I'll get this guy, and you can see it doesn't exactly line up perfect. I'll blame it on whoever photoshopped this to make it look like the lines were straight. Okay. 5. I'm not going to do this to like exact dimensions, but we'll see. Okay, so so what I'm going to try to do is get all the walls and the floors in first. But I had to start from the origin in order to get the walls. Let's move TomTom over here for the moment. First, so start drawing in the green, and the nice thing about this is I can inference to the picture itself. So there's more distortion at the corners. You can see it doesn't exactly line up straight, but I'm just going to try to bring it to, I don't know, halfway up. Seems splitting the difference. And then to here. And then I can come, let's see.
Ooh. Got a question from LinkedIn. Where can we get free furniture for SketchUp? A lot of files from the warehouse show black and white textures due to missing textures.
Oh, interesting. Like models that have like V-Ray textures applied, or textures from another like rendering software. Is that what they're saying?
Not sure. Maybe.
Because any materials that were in the model when it was uploaded should still be there. And not be like black and white. I've never seen like a black and white type thing before, but
I have seen missing textures in a model once it's uploaded to warehouse, like my own, that Aaron actually did a tutorial on how to fix missing textures, because when I applied them in the model, I didn't do it quite right, and so they didn't work.
oh, like for AR viewing.
Yeah, for AR viewing.
Yeah.
So you go into AR, and there's just a bunch of blank spaces in the model where texture should be.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Yeah, I would check out our YouTube channel for that video in particular to see how you can make your model look as it should look when you're doing the AR viewing off 3D Warehouse. Okay, cool. So one thing that I did, but I didn't really talk through, is that one helpful thing when you're doing match photo is to use X-ray, because like I was drawing this edge down, right? But I can't see where it hits the floor. But if I do X-ray, then I can draw that inference to this edge, or this point, anything over here that's in line with the floor, and then that edge will be drawn to the correct spot. So let me just orbit out here real quick and see how things are looking. One thing that you'll notice is that there's a lot of distortion going on because the SketchUp camera matched as close as it could the perspective of the photograph. When I go to hit Z, you can see my field of view is 80 degrees, which usually you wouldn't model in that because there's so much distortion. But like I said, for like real estate and stuff, they'll shoot that to make spaces seem bigger and more fancy than they actually are.
So,
So Ricardo says, why do you group your model? Isn't it dangerous? Why you don't group as you model? Isn't it dangerous?
yes. So this is kind of a specific workflow because you're kind of tracing over stuff, right? So I mean, I could like group this as a wall right now, group this as a wall, but because I'm kind of just like tracing, it's helpful to have stuff that I can interact with. Like if I wanted to draw a rectangle over this and push this back, I like would have to go into the group and then do that, and so it's not that annoying, but just kind of one extra step versus at this point just kind of tracing everything out. That's what I'm doing, kind of getting the rough shapes in there, and then I'll go back in and group things in a way that they don't like interact or do anything that we don't want them to do later. But now I'm just trying to, you know, kind of roughly put in kind of block in the basic shapes and geometry of the space. Speaking of, I'll try to get this little pillar thing in there. And let's see. Oh, this kind of, there's kind of this indent and then an overhang. I don't know. I definitely don't have the what do you call it? The vocabulary for interior design. Like I know that there's a word probably for what this is, but
other than thing and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see it's here. Okay. So what do we have? We have that back wall coming in. This is kind of so again, like I said, I'm tracing, but this is kind of not exactly lining up, so I'm still just kind of trying to get it close. How deep is a fridge? More than 1'7", isn't it?
Typically, yeah.
Maybe it's a European fridge. So maybe the
fridge is typically 30 to 36 inches deep, depending on the style of the fridge.
Cool.
Lauren says it's a cupboard.
All right. Could just be the camera distortion that's making it look weird to my eye. But
Ricardo says, I guess you're not grouping to surprise us later with all the protection of textures on the image. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that's one thing that's cool about Match Photo is the projection of textures too. So I can show you what that looks like. I guess I can just show you right now. So when you have, let's see if it works on groups. I don't think it works on group geometry, but we can try. I have my scene here, my my photo match, and my geometry is on here. And then I'm going to right click and say project photo. And then what this does is says, well, one of these. So I'll just say no for now and show you what this does. So now from my particular angle, this geometry appears as though everything's in the right place, right? But since it's projected, like, you know, it doesn't exactly do what you want it to do. But this is actually pretty nice. You know, I can look at it at a couple different angles, and like the back wall looks pretty right. You know, I could come in here and change this to be
different material or whatever it is. If that's what I was going for. There's always going to be a little bit of distortion because you're taking the photo at an angle to do the match photo. So maybe a quick and dirty way, or if you're doing like context buildings, like this is an easy way to get them looking like the real building looks without, you know, modeling in all the detail. But for this particular case, actually I should say, oh boy, it's already 34 minutes in.
Time flies when we're having fun, right?
I guess so.
Right.
What I was going to say is my goal for this stream is to model out the majority of the shapes in here and then kind of apply materials to try to replicate the look of this interior space. And I feel like there's always that one point in when I do live streams, so when I'm like, okay, I need to like actually buckle down and try hard now. Or like, you know, get going. Because
so Elijah says you can always check your dimensions later to make sure that your proportions you can check later. And Transom said years ago there was an article in Fine Woodworking magazine showing how to scale up a photograph to get dimensions for furniture using T-square and triangles and drawing in pencil and paper.
Interesting.
Now we're just using technology.
The old-fashioned way. Yeah, that sounds more fun than...
Keggy says Matt should reverse the wall faces or he might have issues later.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will do that as soon as I'm done kind of roughing in this stuff.
Studio RT Cool says once you've projected like that, you can keep modeling the textures while not in match photo view.
Keep modeling with textures. Oh, meaning like...
I don't know. All this is yeah, this is all beyond my area of expertise. Not that I have an area of expertise, but this is definitely beyond any area of expertise that I have.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. Is this maybe not, might not be a square. If I'm just tracing over this in 3D. Oh, one thing that's nice about match photo too is like, okay, so when I'm looking at this from this angle, this looks like it, okay, great. Looks like it comes out maybe a little bit further or like steps out or something. But I can't grab that face. Even if I'm in X-ray, I can't like really get to that face. But if I orbit out and then go over to that face and then start the action, whether it's push, pull, or move or whatever it is, and then go back to my scene, and if I don't orbit, then I can kind of move that face into the exact right spot as long as I don't orbit again. Oh boy. To get that lined up a little bit nicer. Yeah. But what are you gonna do? Okay, this one's really...
We're here to out, right?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said that's what we're here to find out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Push. Nope. Go back to our scene. Okay. So that looks like it's on there. Oh boy. Pretty good. One let's maybe do this table section. Or, oh, I didn't do the floor yet either. I guess for the floor, I can just go like this.
Elijah says, it looks like the top of the hood is tapered down a bit. And then Ricardo says the chimney has two different pieces to adjust its height. You were doing it great.
Yeah, maybe I should. Oops. I'm trying to use this 3D mouse, but it's one of those muscle memory things where I'm not really used to it yet. Okay. So if I move that vertically and then switch back to this, and then it was like hands off the 3D mouse when you're in match photo view. And then these maybe just go in like, I don't know, 0.5 or something. All right. Okay, let's see about these reversed faces. Reverse, reverse. Ooh. Okay.
And he says 3D mouse rocks.
Yay. Yeah, I've definitely felt like I've been rocking with it so far. Feels like I'm flying. That's what I told Aaron the first couple of times I used it. I was like, it feels like I'm flying. Because when you're so used to like only being able to move like, you know, in or orbit at the like separately, to do them at the same time just kind of frees you up so much. It's a good feeling. Okay, so that's kind of the roof part. And then this to here. Yeah, as it gets more close to the side, you lose the, maybe that's just further back.
Ricardo says, what is the name of the extension to reverse all faces correctly at once?
If there is one, I don't know it. But like Orient Faces does that without an extension in SketchUp. So like if I have, let me just get something over here. And then if I have these reversed, and reverse, so don't mind the weird camera angle, but you can see that there's all these kind of reversed faces in here. And as long as they're all connected, you can right click on one of them, one of the faces that's aimed the right way, that's oriented the right way, and then say orient faces. And then that will make all the faces kind of switch to match the orientation of that one. But if there is an extension that does that in a different way, I'd be interested to hear about it.
Yeah. Studio RT Cool says native tools can orient faces, but it can be confusing.
Okay, so I do have another picture of the same space. So I got this picture to kind of show us the detail on this table, which we might not even get to, but this kind of weird triangle thing going on underneath. I was trying to see how far back it went. Probably it just goes, I'm just going to say that it goes the same distance back as this on that side. So,
You got creative liberties, right?
yeah, we'll say 4 inches. 4. 4. Nope. Ew. And make sure you know which direction you're pulling guides from. Okay. Green, 4 inches. Rectangle, down this way. Okay. And then we'll do a proverbial push-pull. Don't orbit. Okay. Maybe that's the bad thing about the 3D mouse is that you can just orbit so easily and freely with it that I feel like you gotta.
Yeah, Randy said, no, Peter says using a 3D mouse must certainly increase one's eye-hand coordination.
Yeah, I feel like it does. It's definitely a different way of like moving and thinking in 3D, but not that I'm a master or anything, but I do feel a lot more free, even just a couple days of using it. I mean, I've been using it more than a couple days, but after a couple days of using it, you kind of get used to it a little bit. And this is weird. Okay. Reverse these faces. I'm just going to close this up and say, don't worry about what's going on under there. Okay.
Pay no attention to the man behind the camera.
Let's see. What other... So I don't even know if I'm going to do this kind of mudroom hallway with this door and stuff. Maybe I should just focus on the kitchen itself. What do you think? Or what do you think, chat? What are your thoughts, Donovan? Should I do this back hallway too?
Yeah. Depth. Gotta go for depth, right? Depth in your model.
Yeah, depth is good. Okay, so we don't know how far it looks. Pardon me. It looks, I can't tell if this ends here or if it goes behind, right? If there's like a, great, I'm trying to orbit back there. But if there's like, if this hallway extends or if it just ends here and then these are there. But either way, it goes backwards a little bit. So if there was this here and this actually moves a little bit further, let's see.
Ricardo says, I once tried to use a stylus on my graphics card as a mouse for everything and gave up. Give credit to using the space bars. And then Philip responded, go with what you feel comfortable with in the time that you've got. Given some perspective to the model is great, but pace yourself. I think that's in reference to the question you asked of whether or not you should do that.
Yeah.
And then Elijah said, the farther from the origin you go, the more distortion you're going to have. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Towards the edge, stuff gets pretty funky in this photo. Like you can tell this. I only felt like I pushed this a little bit, but it's all the way over there. Anyways, okay, this we can say. Just doing this door frame, and then here we go. We got a door. All right. And okay, let's do these lights now. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of like a mixture of tracing the picture and also using like guides and dimensions to make sure that they're actually accurately spaced.
Oh, you said the G word.
Hey, I've already stealthily used a couple guides already so far. But yeah, I'm not averse. But let's see. Do we think they line up maybe with the middle of this thing? Or maybe they're not lined up with that at all. They're maybe lined up with the middle of this table? What does it look like to you? I don't know, hard to tell. If we do just kind of try to pull one to the middle, what does
Yeah.
that look like? Like, where does that
I
put
mean,
it?
I would assume that they would be middle to the table.
Oh, look at that. You're right. Whoa. Is that just luck?
Yeah, that's almost exact, isn't it?
Oh, no, I
Oh,
was looking at
wait
it
a
at a
minute.
weird angle. But
Yeah, never mind.
but
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I
pretty close. And it looks like maybe it might be lined up with the front of that. So maybe that's the idea. Is it lined up with the side of that guy? Okay, so maybe I will just do that's on though. Yeah, okay. $3 feet, gotta be. Wait, what? Move.
Hmm.
Oh, because okay. Okay, I understand now. 2 feet. Gotta be. All right. Move this 2 feet this way. Okay. Delete this. And yeah, it's not going to line up exactly, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make that into a component before I do that. That's using the old noodle. Make component. Light. There's got to be a pendant light. Is that a light that comes straight down? Pendant light. One. And then we'll move this guy 2 feet and 2 feet. Yeah, maybe I should rough some other stuff in first before I'm already working on it. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah. Estimating, and then this is rounded a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is offset a little bit and then move this vertically just to kind of emulate that little round there. Offset again to get towards the middle. And I'm just going to pull this down. Looks like it kind of has a little curve to it, at least on the middle one. Maybe that's due to the camera correction, but I don't know. Pull it down to here. Offset again. and down to here. Yeah, I can't tell. It looks like maybe it's like offset, and then this is kind of pushed up like. Yeah. You know what? This camera view is kind of annoying me. So what I'm going to do is make a new scene and a new style as well, because that styles are where the match photo stuff is at in this one, match photo. So I'll mess with that in a second to show you how it works. But this scene, I'm going to change my field of view to something more normal. 40 millimeters maybe. And not add, oops. Delete this and rename normal perspective. PESP.
PESP.
Okay. And it did not save that. So delete. Okay, cool. So yeah, when I'm back in this other scene, when I'm in styles and have that photo in here, I can adjust how much or how opaque the foreground and the background are. So if I wanted to see more or less of what's going on back there, this has worked out for me okay around there. So I'll leave that as is. And let's see, what else do we have? The bottom of the table, certainly. Obviously the materials. I'll probably go to 3D Warehouse for the sink stuff and the refrigerator too. There is those little locker kind of things over here. So I'll just kind of, let's see. Those go all the way up to the ceiling. And then it's in thirds. So divided by 3. Not lining up exactly, but what are you going to do?
Like I said, unfortunately, you're bound by the focal view of the image unless you have multiple images.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe someday we'll do modeling from a point cloud. That would be cool. Go in and scan, 3D scan a space and then model from that. That's the real future. But okay, so I'm gonna try to get this little light. What would you call that? A track or a little inset or something. I don't exactly know how it goes, but I'm gonna guess that it goes all the way around in a rectangle. So I'll just
Studio RT Cool says you can duplicate the match photo scene and then align different styles for each different look.
align different styles. Oh, meaning like have one of these with this off and then one with it on, but still be from the same angle.
I'm guessing.
And
Yes.
then not, that's a good point. Wait. Oh. Okay. Add. And then this one will say foreground off, update, and then update. Oops. Scene.
Transup says save.
Smart. Purge unused. I don't think I have any unused stuff. Oh, I guess I did have unused styles. Well, there you go. Always good to purge unused. Okay, and then I don't know what I'm doing, so I just delete the scene. And yes, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I was doing this here. Offset to here. Offset again. Okay, this window, I'll just draw this rectangle out here. And looks like it kind of goes back a little bit. And then there's the window. This one comes down further.
It's so cool how we can do this.
Yeah, it does feel like cheating, you know? Like shouldn't be able to trace like this, but okay. Yeah. Let's see. There's these cabinets up here. What, by the way, this kitchen, I don't know, to me seems like kind of an interesting space. Does anybody else feel like that? Like it looks like high quality materials and like contemporary and stuff, but it's also small. Like is it just because it's like a European kitchen? Is it like a kind of a showroom type thing? Is this just like a really nice apartment?
That would be my guess, would be a showroom.
Like there's such small prep space. It doesn't even seem like it's more like the things are there, but there's not really enough room to actually use them, you know? Yeah, so maybe like you said, it's kind of just a space to show off what you could do.
It's kind of like IKEA showrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there, you're like, wow, this is cool.
And it's
look
like,
at.
yeah, I wouldn't want to actually
You wouldn't
like,
want to actually
cook
live
food
in
in here or anything. Yeah, live in there.
John says workspace. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Could be like a co-working space, or yeah, like a little.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of vibe of places that our good friend Eric would go to, where it's a communal space and you can rent an office, but there's like a kitchen and
Mm-hmm.
so it has that new contemporary look to it. Well, at the same time, not being entirely practical if you were to live there.
I'm just kind of mocking in some.
Ty says this kitchen has about double the space as my kitchen. I hear you.
Yeah. It does have a really nice hood. I've always wanted one of those. You know, our house just has like the little fan on the microwave, and it's like, this doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, elevator door, like the closed door button on an elevator. That doesn't, or like, a walk sign. If it makes you feel like you're doing something when you're pushing it a lot, but it's not. Nothing's happening. Still, your house is going to get really smoky. Or at least mine does. Okay. What is going on over here? So this counter kind of just goes straight down and across. I don't know. There's a lot of different things I could spend. Maybe I'll try to do this underneath the table thing real quick. And then I'll spend, yeah, the last 45 or so doing materials and grouping stuff, getting stuff off warehouse. Okay, so there's this triangle. If I could zoom in more. Okay. Oh, not that way. Come back. This triangle kind of, I don't know, cat eye looking motif here. Moves up in a couple. It looks like it's the whole thing is rotationally symmetrical. So I only have to do a quarter of it. And it just kind of angles, I don't know, down weirdly. This is the kind of like spatial understanding of stuff that I do not have whatsoever, and that Aaron is very good at. So let's see. I'm going to add that photo in as a watermark, so I have just something to look at. It's going to be on overlay.
It's very unique table legs.
It's probably way too big of a photo to bring in as a watermark, but what are you going to do? Like 15 megabytes. Too large. Okay. Just temporarily, I'm just going to group all this stuff so it doesn't interact with what I'm doing down here. And I'm going to make a rectangle of this whole thing. Cut this into quarters.
Lars was saying, "Good evening, everyone. Nice to see a new face." Aaron was getting a bit boring. Elijah says, "Create points that are close to each touching surface, and then connect them with planes, maybe."
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely try that. Table legs quarter. Okay. And then we want to flip this, make a copy, flip these, make a copy. And then let's see. Yeah, let's throw in some kind of planes here real quick so we know what we're doing.
Elijah says, "Group, please."
Similar components. So kind of comes down from here. And then maybe this is actually a little bit further. Up like this. And back. And then it's rotated. Okay.
That looks like the shape
Yeah,
of the
somewhat,
thing.
although it's got a little more going on than I'm giving it credit for. But oh, now that I look at this, it's like kind of flat, right? It's well, I don't know. I like this being close enough, and then I can spend the rest of my time doing other stuff. All right. In watermark, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that one. Save so I can. I guess I don't have anything unused. Good. Yes, 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 yes. Let's explode this. Let's start grouping stuff. These are already components. This is not. So these are components, and let's see, how am I going to only select this piece? So I'm using the keyboard shortcuts you can see on there, just so I can try to just get this only, and then make sure that I didn't select anything else, and fly around. I'm losing control of her.
Light just says that is not a cheap table. You are very right.
Yeah. Select all instances and then make this a group. Okay, so now our table's a group. This without this piece. So I'm just trying to get the little peninsula here. Great. And our hood as a group. And let's see if I want anything separate. All this other stuff could all be together. I'm going to push this up to make it a little more like it's that inset, whatever you want to call it. That lighting, recessed lighting. Oh, maybe I'll make these little guys separate group. I guess they're attached to the wall, aren't they? So they are just part of the wall. That's fine. Okay. And then, yeah, just so this stuff doesn't stick together, I'm just going to make all this other stuff a group too. Is this the best model organization? Absolutely not. But I can't remember the name of the person who mentioned earlier, you don't really want loose geometry. And thank you for saying that. So now we do not have any loose geometry. Everything is all accounted for, I believe. Okay, let us. What do you think, folks? Should we do materials first, or should I populate this with stuff from 3D Warehouse? Like, should I get the refrigerator in and the sink and the cooktop and stuff, or should I just start adding materials to try to line them up with the picture? What do you think? In the meantime, I'll add some.
Peter says the table legs are a good semblance of the ones in the photo. Carter says, "Great job."
I wouldn't, you know, make build plans off them, or sure, it's not called build plans, but yeah, shop drawings. I wouldn't make
plans. That was
okay.
Build plans. Yeah.
Plans. These chairs I'll get on Warehouse too. Let's see, this is kind of split into thirds. Any word from the chat on next steps, or should I just kind of make a call here?
So the chat says, see, we've got 2 votes for warehouse. Actually, 3 votes for warehouse, another for warehouse. Warehouse definitely is the winning vote.
Okay, cool. We can do that then. Okay, so let us try to let's see, what's the best way? I want to try to get this chair. I'm going to do the chairs first. Up over here.
Keggy says, "Keep rolling, Matt. You're doing great."
Yay! Thanks, Keggy.
Transit says, "If you get things from the warehouse, you can put them on tags, so they won't get in the way later."
Smart. Tags always good model organization technique. Okay, so this is like a dining chair. Dining. Disney. Dining chair. Fabric dining chair? I don't know. I'm sure there's like a style. This is contemporary dining chair.
Wow, Elijah says the legs without the top, it's $1,500.
Ooh.
It's got a link.
Wow, I gotta
Ooh, Patrick says use the image to search the warehouse.
Oh, very smart. Yeah. Okay, let me. That's a great idea. Gosh, I'm so thankful to have you guys here. Let's see if there's a. Is this the best shot we have of it? Or there's like the back of it? What do we think will work better, the front or the back? Maybe this one. Just snap a little screenshot. And okay. Let's see. Definitely got the gray. I mean, it doesn't have to be like exactly the right one, but something like this looks pretty close.
Close. Pretty close.
I mean, we can always change the material later too. It doesn't have any arms, you know? Maybe I'll give it a shot with this one and see what comes out.
Studio RT Fool says, I haven't tried this yet. Couple people on LinkedIn chiming in to say good work.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I think this... Oh, 44 megabytes. Okay, maybe not. Let's see what's going on in this file. Yeah, I wish there was more. What's going on here? Where am I going? This is not what we want.
Patrick says, image search works great. I use it a lot. Randy says, I didn't even know that search option existed. Now you do. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, to teach you something new. You get something new. Hey, speaking of, if you've learned something new, I would say go ahead and drop a like on the old video there. We appreciate it, and of course that means we're doing our job. We are teaching you something new. I'm getting hung up on this. I shouldn't. Okay. Where did we go? Oh boy, I'm all over the place. Okay, I'm going to do one more with this guy. And just pick one from here. That's not huge. Let's see. Okay. 3 megabytes. This one's fine. Okay. I'm taking a walk on the wild side and just bringing this straight into the model without reviewing it or anything. Let's see if any weird tags or anything came in. Nope. That's good. One thing I will change is the material on the legs. So this looks like almost like painted black wood or something. Or maybe it's just plastic.
Could be. It could be either.
But let's see. These new materials. Try with just black plastic first.
Ricardo says, are you going to give some of those the new PBRs?
Yeah, that's the goal, is to have everything in here, updated materials by the end of the stream. We'll see if that works. So I suppose I should find a fabric that is... This is like jeans, right? Yeah. It kind of looks right. It's just not the right color. So...
Again, creative liberties.
I'm just gonna pull the blue out of it a little bit. Wish I could make that a little bit bigger. There we go. And then a little bit lighter, I think. Okay. Now I just gotta go in here. And get all our faces with that. All right. That is good enough for that. Okay. I'm going to use the handy new.
Patrick says, Matt, use the eyedropper to pick from the image.
Oh, to pick the color from the image?
And then Raymar says, how do you navigate and turn the camera so smooth?
Yeah.
Mine is every time I turn the camera, it brings me to another dimension.
Hey, that's happened to me a couple times that I've gone into another dimension here, especially when I'm in the crazy, camera view. Whoa. But anyways, I have a 3D space mouse from a company called 3D Connection. This is a Space Mouse Enterprise. Definitely not required to use SketchUp, but definitely helps out with those nice smooth camera moves. Kind of brings your modeling to the next level, gives you more control over moving and selecting a tool at the same time, or navigating nicer for presentation, or yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff that the 3D mouse allows you to do. So I am not a master with it, but I definitely find a lot of value out of it nonetheless.
There is also smaller, not as fancy, more affordable versions rather than the, I don't know if there's a name for that particular one. Big Bertha?
It should be Big Bertha. Yeah, this is the Enterprise.
Call it Coach because it has all the whistles, bells and whistles on it.
That's good. These need to be scaled a little bit down. But yeah, no, yeah, this is the Enterprise version. There are versions that just have a couple buttons on, and then there's one that's just like the navigation puck on its own. So yeah, a couple different options out there. There's like a wireless one too, if you work on a laptop or like on a plane or something a lot. So yeah, a lot of different options, different convenient options for your modeling needs. These look like they're a little bit lower, so straight up do that. And then, as somebody was saying earlier, I can select all these, select all instances, and I'll make a new tag called chairs, and then use the tag tool, select all those, and then now when I turn chairs off, bye chairs. So I can be free to work on this table without getting chair legs in my way. Hey, get out of here, I can't see anything. No need.
Randy says, I haven't installed SketchUp 2025 yet. Will it make any difference to the appearance of the models created in 2024 and earlier?
Somewhat, but not like instantly right away. You won't see all the new cool stuff because the materials have to have what's called PBR properties, or physically based rendering properties. Like if I go into edit one, you'll see there's this metalness, roughness, normal, and ambient occlusion, which are different properties that tell the camera how to kind of display certain materials using the environment image-based lighting. So all that is new in 25. And so if you have older materials, let's see, if you bring in a model with old materials, can you do the automate. So when you bring in a material now, if I brought in a new, I don't have any materials, but this one, for instance, you can add metalness and a roughness to any old material without adding like a specific map to it, and it will reflect certain parts of the environment. But no, you would have to add materials separately. One nice thing though in 25.2 is that if you have an older material that doesn't have any of these PBR material properties applied, you can use this little AI powered generate textures feature, which I'll just try it on this wood. I don't know where this wood is. Maybe it's in one of the chairs. It must be. But so it'll automatically go in, seamlessly tile the texture, number one, and add the relevant maps for each of your properties in there. So that is really cool. And so that's an easy way to go through. You just, would go through the materials that are in your model, edit them, do the AI generate textures, and then then you'd have something that is a good starting point for getting into the new visualization tools in SketchUp 2025. This guy over here. I'm just going to put a straight up metal on this, and over here too. And then I'm going to edit that and make it darker. Let's see. Too many windows. Okay, so let's turn on the environment and see how this material looks.
Randy says, sounds like I'll be upgrading to 2025 this afternoon.
Nice, yeah, it's certainly worth it, I think, because face style, real. I mean, yeah, perhaps you've seen this elsewhere, but like this kind of material reflections in SketchUp is just something that you've never seen before. Like SketchUp models just look so much different and so cool. So
I know the more features we put into SketchUp, the less like SketchUp we seem to look, but it does make the models look amazing.
Yeah. Okay, this needs a wood texture. Let's take a look at what kind of wood. Nope. What kind of wood we got in here, and then if we have to go to 3D Warehouse to get a different kind. So
I was modeling on the iPad last night and wanted a PBR wood material, and noticed that SketchUp has a collection of PBR wood materials right in the program, which is really helpful.
yeah, you've got some on here, and then if you don't see, these are just ones that are built into the installer, but you can always check out 3D Warehouse for more too. So if you go into this wood, there's 70 different kinds of wood in here. And maybe I should just pull one from here. So it's like wood planks, kind of looks like that, right? Or no, it's not a veneer. What would a table be made out of? I guess you could use a lot of different types of wood for this. Maybe I'll just try with this one and see. Position.
So, Kagi says the new materials and the ability to use the AI button to generate new PBR mats. Justin over on SketchUp Essentials channel raised some good points to be aware of when generating them. Those triangular planes. Oh, planes. Sorry. What? I haven't watched that. I haven't watched that video from Justin over at SketchUp Essentials. What are some of the good points that he talked about that we need to be aware of when generating stuff? Have you watched that video, Matt?
No, it's specifically about generate textures.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. Okay, I'm gonna do this little should open this up in preview too. This wall over here is kind of like has a couple different slabs. Is that what you call that? Of marble. So it's looks like it's quartered. So I'll do that, and then yeah. So I need to be in the, let's see. Do.
Oh, Peggy says one important thing to note is that the original material is discarded.
So maybe make a duplicate of it. Yeah, so as you can see, I did that wood material, but there's no, it doesn't exist. It completely transforms the material instead of like making a copy of it. Good point.
All right. He says, Justin pointed out that while useful tool, there are several improvements he would like to see, such as separation of the generation maps and the redrawing of the texture itself. The video is well worth the watch.
Yes, that's a good point. I will say, as far as any AI tool, there's always improvements going on, and a lot of good feedback on generate textures. So definitely leaving stuff like that on the forum or elsewhere where the product management team can see it can make a big impact on the direction of the product roadmap going forward. So
David from LinkedIn says, can you share details on how you have all the cameras and the software being used, etc., to show this live? It'd be great to know how to share this experience with clients when wanting to show our work on projects together. Have we ever done a behind the scenes video of how we set our videos up, how we do all this?
not in a long time. Aaron did like a studio tour when we used to do more videos in the actual studio at the office. But yeah, that'd be a good video for sure. We'll make a note of that. So thanks for the suggestion of kind of best practices or good ways for presentation, especially remotely. So yeah, thanks. This one looks pretty close. So going to stick it on here. Looks like there's some Z fighting going on. I'll address this in a sec. And here too. Now, one thing I'm going to, so in the picture, these do not tile, right? They're like distinct slabs that have been cut separately. So what I do want to do is position. My mic is literally right in front of that piece, but I'll just move this a little bit so that it is not lined up exactly. Let's see. Position. Cool. And then there's, let's see. In place. Okay, so we got that kind of wall in there. And what other stuff do we have? Do you guys find like putting in materials interesting? I think it's fun from like a me perspective, but I don't know from an audience. Like modeling is one thing, putting in materials is like kind of a whole nother thing. So what are your guys' thoughts about doing materials on live streams?
Patrick says, I remember the studio tour from so long ago.
Feels like that, doesn't it? Okay. Maybe the floor. Back to our wood. And what's a wood that looks like this?
Right. I mean, I would guess. Are you talking about the tabletop?
I'm talking about more of this, like this floor here.
Oh, the floor. It looks kind of like a hickory or a cherry.
Okay. How about wood floor 12?
Okay.
I
don't know.
Have the
Might be
names
closer to wood floor 13.
This actually does look about right, at least not the color, but the so, maybe it's the right size. Hi ho, hi ho. Isn't Snow White come out today? The new Snow White
Yeah,
video?
does.
Movie?
It did.
It's exciting.
You gonna go see it?
I probably will not, but I haven't been to the theater in a very, very long time, so I'm not a good barometer of whether or not, something's worthy of going. One of the things about having a 1-year-old is like you can't really either leave him home for 2 hours or take him into a movie, even if it is a kid's movie for that long. But what about you? Are you gonna see it? Are you a Disney person?
I am a Disney person. I used to work for Disney. I enjoy Disney. I don't have any plans to see it. My girls haven't shown any interest in wanting to watch it, so we're probably not going to.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a good barometer of whether it's worth going to see if people are interested in seeing it or not. Talking about it.
Oh, people are recommending eyedropping the photos. Match color to eyedrop, using the eyedropper there.
Okay, meaning like when I do this and edit this material, and then doing like that. Oh, great. I think I might have dropped a weird piece, but yeah, that is a good call versus trying to futz with it over here. Maybe something closer to the. Look at this. You guys in the chat are saving my carpal tunnel, trying to dial in the exact, real color over here. So thank you. Maybe I'll try that for this one too. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay.
Let's see. MJ Jeanson says 2025 starts up and it will not allow me to see axes.
Oh, that's not good.
Splat is issued. Interesting. I would reach out to technical support. They're usually pretty good and pretty quick.
Yeah, one thing is you might have picked a template that doesn't have the axes showing. Well, it looks like all the ones in here do, but if you have a custom template without the axis, if I start up a new file here, this could be turned off on your template. So if you go just to view axes, that's could be a potential way to get it back. I don't know if that's the particular problem that you're running into, but something to check for sure. But yeah, technical support or forum is another good place to go when you have questions like that. That is like kind of a black. Look at the material of the countertop there. Is it the same as the wall? No. Looks a bit different, doesn't it?
I
think so. Yeah. So let us try to. Maybe we can just use the one that's in here. Stone. Okay. This is just metal again. Metal. Do. This environment's kind of throwing me off.
Lay just says it's a gray laminate material.
Yeah, this isn't going to be perfect. 3:48 Eastern, so we're going to go kind of quick here. Okay. Let's see. Just want to get around about. This is kind of, maybe we can use like a, this should be, all right, there's the model. Just silently clicking through all these materials here. Don't mind me. Okay, and then this is kind of like a dark.
John says, drop a sink in from the warehouse.
Yes, not a bad idea. What's that? These are kind of a black rough metal. Let's go to the warehouse. To the warehouse we go. It's off to the warehouse we go. We're going to look for metal. Da-da-da. Okay. A lot of perforateds. Let's see. We want something that's kind of not very shiny, but kind of rough. And then we can change the darkness of it. That rough, rough, rough. Yeah, maybe like this.
And a faucet too.
Yes, absolutely. And what color? These are the same black. Yeah, and I need to get a refrigerator as well. Faucet, refrigerator, sink. Sink maybe from this angle is fine. I'll just do the faucet and silver faucet.
Randy is commiserating about, am I the only one that gets lost scrolling through the myriads of textures? Nope, you're not the only one. There are a lot. There are a lot of textures. There's a lot to get lost in.
Yeah, the collections help. But yeah, I agree. There are a lot to pick from. Let me do that image search again. And back to this. Okie dokie.
Yeah, now that there's, I mean, we had a lot of materials before, and now there's PBR materials. There's even more.
Yeah, just when you thought you had it all, taken care of, knew your way around the regular materials, you had to go bringing in, 4 maps per material. So many more options now, which is exciting. Okay. I don't know why I'm taking time. All these will be fine. This works. And put it over here. And does it fit? Absolutely. Shiny.
Randy says they look so cool and realistic. You scroll through them, and even if they're nowhere near what you're looking for. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun to look through. Okay. This, and let's see if we went to, let's get our chairs back in there. We didn't do the fridge yet. Okay, fridge is coming. And big fluffy gray couch maybe too.
I don't see that in the picture.
This is over in this corner. Maybe my head's behind it.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
But if maybe if we just focus on this area. Yeah, we got time, all right. Yeah, refrigerator. I don't know one that's going to fit in there perfectly, but maybe I should try to find a live component of a refrigerator. Let's give it a shot. Refrigerator? Is that how you spell it? About to find out.
Refrigerator. Man, there was this milk commercial from the 1990s from when I was a kid. There was the refrigerator. Might have been before your time. I don't know. But ever since I was a kid, anytime I hear the word refrigerator, all I think is refrigerator.
Like refrigerator raider, like someone who raids a
Yeah.
refrigerator? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's this little cartoon of a character like jumping through the refrigerator and eating stuff and trying to get to the milk to wash it all down. And I'm pretty sure it was a milk commercial, but the song was Refrigerator.
Okay, let's get this in the right spot. Size looks pretty close. And let's get our little picture up here. Shrink this guy down. I really need two monitors, you know? Not this one. Oh, yes, this one. So it's really reflective. That's for sure. It does not have a bottom drawer. It does have an ice machine.
Save.
Smart. Okay. Handle. Bring this over. Okay. It's not curved. Angular? It's closer.
Oh, Refrigerator Raider, 1995. Okay. Yep.
Horizontal separations. No.
Knew somebody else might remember that.
Cool. Pretty good. And then let's see. It looks like it's on glass almost. Although not that glass. And then sample it. Folks. Okay, look at that, 2 hours. Okay, styles. Okay, let's just get this color in here real quick. Oh, it's the same as this. Never mind. This. Good. This is a window.
Oh yeah, John. The refrigerator played for the Chicago Bears. His name, I have his football card. William Perry, I think was his name. The refrigerator that played for the Chicago Bears because he was like 395 pounds. Big dude.
Oh, so that's who
yep,
it was.
John, William Perry. Yep.
Nice. Rotate 90, enter. Okay. Let's get our styles working here. Ambient occlusion on. Try to rotate our environment to match here. So let's see. And maybe shadows a little bit brighter.
He's looking good.
It's not quite as saturated. Well, it's not bad for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll kind of walk through how I feel like I've done here. And then we can wrap up. One thing I should mention before I kind of do a little design crit on myself, design review, is that next week Aaron will be back, and he'll be doing organic modeling next week, so definitely don't miss that. The idea, I think, is that he's going to be modeling a shark in SketchUp. A shark. In fact, on our schedule, he has written modeling jaws in SketchUp with organic tools or something like that. So that should be a real fun one next week. So don't miss it. Same time, same place where you're watching it now. Organic modeling, and yeah, shark, very not aerodynamic. I guess it's still aerodynamic if it's water, right?
Hydrodynamic,
absolutely. Yes. So let's see. What do I think? I think I got pretty much most of what I was expecting to get done. I kind of wanted to have the little mini fridge in here and some more of the details like the oven and the couch, but just wasn't time for it. I definitely am happy that you guys helped me out with the eyedropping the existing photo to change the color of the color tint on the materials. I if I had done that before, I did not remember it at all. So yeah, that was a big help, especially coming down the stretch to get the materials looking proper. I'll move Tom later. Yeah, is it the best? Was it the best kind of way to show how to organize your model? Everything's slowing down because I have all the fancy shadows and ambient occlusion on, but yeah, I don't know if I would follow my techniques on organization, like I said, but for a quick and easy way to kind of mock up a space with that you have an existing photo from, especially because I a lot of times think of match photos just exteriors. When I suggested the idea of just taking an existing photo of an interior and then modeling it, I brought it to Donovan and Aaron, and they said, why don't you use match photo for that? And I was like, oh, because I was not going to do that. But I think I learned a lot about how to use match photo, and ended up with a pretty cool looking model. So I'm happy with that for sure. Yeah, let's maybe change the old stylerino here. This
That is the technical term for it.
It should be if it's not in the documentation. And go over here. So yeah, it was a fun one today. Thanks for tuning in. Match photo, like I said, again, come back next week and check out some organic modeling. Sub D, probably. I'm not exactly sure what tool Aaron will use, but he has been known to use Sub D in the past, so potentially that. If you got something out of this video or you enjoyed it, drop us a like. If you have any ideas for stuff you'd like us to either cover in a live stream, like one of these 2-hour modeling sessions, drop it in the comments too. Or if you just have an idea for a video that you'd like to see on our channel in general, let us know that as well. As Aaron would say, we like making these videos a lot, but we like them even more when they're showing something you want to see. So yeah, is there anything else I missed, Donovan, or that you want to say?
Yeah, just if you haven't done already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've hit some pretty big mile markers over the past year, and have a few more big ones to get to. So if you want to help us get to that, do that. And as always, this was fun. It was fun. It's always fun to hang out Friday, model and SketchUp, and leave just a little bit more knowledgeable than we all came. So
yeah, thanks. And I appreciate your assistance on helping out with the chat today and keeping everybody in line. But no, monitoring comments. So yeah, definitely appreciate that. And it was fun hanging out with you. And yeah, I think besides that, hey, have a great weekend, everybody, and take it easy.
Yep. See you later.